What's up, YouTube? Southern Comic Geek coming to you with another haul video. Now, before we get into all this comic book goodness, go ahead and smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as the bell notification, so when videos like this go up ever so randomly, you are one of the first people to know and can make the conscious decision as to whether or not to watch it now or later. As long as you watch it, we appreciate you. So, if you want to see what I picked up today, stay tuned for the video. So, I appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to watch this. And talking about people we appreciate, how about the ever-growing list of channel members, whether it's through YouTube or through Patreon, people that are supporting the channel through their monthly membership. If you're interested in supporting the channel, whether in both YouTube and or Patreon, the links are in the description below. It's always a good time to save some money. So how about saving some money on those expensive and ever increasing supply costs of collecting comic books and cards, vinyl records, etc. You can go to bcwsupplies.com, use the coupon code SCG at checkout and save yourself 10% on your order. So I've got some goodies today, including some foreign editions, which I'll save to last. So I got some of these from the boy who had 7. We always joke to say that I'm the boy who had 6. I just fell one short. But picked up these. I think he was selling some of these for his cousin. And she came into some comics through her uncle who died or something like that. But I think he still probably has some over there on his Instagram page. Go check him out and see if it's something that y'all can't make a deal on. So first up, got Justice League number 30, which I believe is the first cameo appearance of Jessica Cruz, I believe. So I think that DC comic first appearances are underpriced as a whole. And so when you then in particular Green Lantern, because a movie or TV show has already been in the works and basing things on where they like to go with minority characters, Jessica Cruz being a female, I think she's Hispanic. So I feel like that's going to be definitely an easy pick. It's a cool character too, but that is in large part why I was picking these up. And so no different here. We've got the New 52, the free comic book day version. I would have liked it to be without the store stamp, but nevertheless, it was done nicely. And if I was to CGC it, I don't think they take off for it. But this is the first appearance of Simon Baz, the Muslim Green Lantern. Just picked it up because it was cool, and I was already getting some stuff from him. Got a Youngblood number 2. Now, this is the first appearance of Shadowhawk, who hasn't done anything yet. It's a flip over. It's the first appearance of Prophet, which has been optioned and had a director or producer attached to it. Now, whether or not it ends up panning out, I don't know. But the reason why I picked it up was Jim Valentino's signature. One of the founding members of Image, also the creator of Shadowhawk, had signed it right there. That's the reason I picked it up. Then we got Batman number 500. This is a direct version. It has a 14 by 29 full color poster featuring Batman's new costume, still in the poly bag after all these years. Of course, had the Joe Quesada fold out with the foil. I had a newsstand copy of this too. I didn't have it in the poly bag, so hey, why not? Then, I got to pick up a Turok 1. I think he had like the first 6 issues for $5. Really, this is the only one I want. I'm going to have a hard time getting rid of the other ones. Just always pick up this book when I can find it on the cheap. I also got a Marvel Masterworks book from him back in the day. And I remember it because I had to rake my grandmother's yard, etc., to earn money to finish paying it off. And it was right around Thanksgiving time. And the comic shop got this in. This was my way of getting to read these first 10 books. Never would I have thought in a million years back then that I would have ever owned these first 10 books. I have since sold all but issue one. I still have my issue one, but I've sold the rest of these. But yeah, to actually on the original. So this is how I read it, and it's in a hardback book form. So I took the dust cover off because I'm giving it to my son who likes to read the paperbacks. He's not reading the floppies, but the trades, they don't really normally hold any kind of value to them, but he gets to look at the pictures and all that kind of good stuff. So the 3-year-old son picked this up in an eBay sale. The Adventures of Super Mario Brothers, number 9. Of course, this is a Valiant comic book, and this is the last issue in this particular series. And trying to pick them all up. Some of them are starting to get some steam based on some popularity in the gaming side of the collectible market. These are the more sought after, probably Valiant comics, just because of scarcity, but they're hard to find in good grade. But even the mid grade ones have gotten kind of pricey. And then I picked these up from Rebel Outpost over on Instagram. Check out Rebel Outpost over on Instagram. Always has a lot of cool sales. He has a great email address. It's Exo Manowar. So there you go, the Valiant connection. But pick these up from him. Batman Urban Legends, number 6 is the Black Canary cover. This is when they forego Tim Drake's apparent straightness in lieu of satisfying people that probably don't read the comic books or care. Anyway, there's my piece. But I will say this. The other stories in there were really good, especially the Red Hood Chip Zdarsky one wrapped up in this one. I really like that story. I felt like he'd really grasped the depth of Batman's understanding of his failure and how him and Jason come to grips with that. But the Black Canary, the Zealot story in there was pretty cool. So, yeah. Darkhawk number 1. This was not the cover that I was really aiming to get, but by the time I got to the comic shop, they were all out. Hadn't seen them. So I said, let me just get a copy because I know they're relaunching it. Got a different person other than Chris Powell. I don't understand why, other than they're race swapping him, because he seems to be Asian American of some kind. Because I don't remember Chris Powell dying. So I'm sure maybe they'll explain it later. So maybe there's a valid reason. Maybe he's a different one of the Hawks because as we know, or I assume you do, there are more than one. But the one that you might have grew up with in the 90s is Chris Powell. Thor number 16, a book that I missed out on my LCS because I have not set up a pull list since the old one sold out yet. Just being lazy. So this is the better cover. This is actually a Peach Momoko cover. So this is the Peach Momoko cover, which I don't really normally get a Peach Momoko because her art is not really my style. If it's yours, fantastic. It's just not really mine. But I really like what she did here with the Thor. There's a couple of other ones I know that she's done that were okay, but the Beta Ray Bill one is probably definitely the favorite. Then we got Hulk number 28 from the McGinnis run with the Red Hulk, and then, of course, A-Bomb, Rick Jones down there. Moon Knight number 1, the Scotty Young cover. Too cool to pass up, especially for $1 over cover price. Indestructible Hulk number 1. I already had an Indestructible Hulk number 1. The reason why I wanted this one was because of the homage to the original Hulk number 1. This is the Phantom variant, but that's the reason I got it, was because it was the homage. The Trial of Magneto. This is the Art Germ cover, I believe, of Scarlet Witch. There was a couple other covers I liked too. This one's nice, but there's a couple other covers that I liked. There was a Greg Capullo one. Those are definitely probably cover buys for me because I believe the writer is the writer that was for X Factor, which I was not too impressed. Well, not at all impressed with. How about that? So it's really just a cover by. I got it. I already was getting the other one, so I said, "Hey, I'm gonna get that one. I'll read it, but whatever." Okay, so let's talk about some foreign comics. I've been getting. Oh, let me throw these in here. Who sent these to me? I think that did Rebel Base send these to me? Hate to give the wrong person credit, but I think Rebel Base sent these to me. Either that or the boy who had 7. Some Spawn cards. I'm not a Spawn fan. I do appreciate the sentiment, and I will certainly pass them on to somebody who buys on my auction who are Spawn fans, and then that way they can put it in where it belongs. But I I have been kind of on this kick of getting foreign issues of comic covers I like the more collectible ones. And of course, the Hulk 181 one kind of went overboard, but there are other ones as well. And getting them all signed. So, like, Chris Claremont on signing all of them, or on the Iron Fist as an example. 14 is what I'm talking about, because I'm almost positive I'm going to go to Nashville Comic Con, which is at the time of this recording a week from this weekend. Pretty sure I'm going to go to that. Al Milgram's going to be there. Oh my goodness, I really want him to sign my Iron Fist 14, but he was the cover inker, and I've already got it slabbed. And Chris Claremont had signed it. I hate to unslab it and then get him to and have to pay to reslab. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below what you would do. Would you crack that slab open to get Chris Claremont to sign it? I mean, Al Milgram to sign it. I already got Chris Claremont to sign it. I'm going to get him to sign the Marvel Masterpieces of that one. He did the cover. I have a Spanish version of Iron Fist 14 that I got Chris Claremont to sign. Of course, he wrote it. But with Al Milgram doing the cover, the Iron Fist 14 Spanish is a repainted cover, so it's not his art. And then some artists are really funny about that. You might not even sign it. He also did Werewolf by Night 32, first appearance of Moon Knight, which I have signed as well. Would you crack that one open? It's a 6.0. I bought it raw, had it pressed, and would you crack it to get it signed and run risk of getting a grade demotion? Now, everybody would be happy if it came back as a 6.5 all of a sudden. But if it came back a 5.5, now you start crying, right? Is that signature worth it? I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. So at the Dallas Fan Expo, which at the time of this recording is this weekend, Bob McLeod is supposed to be there. Now, I've met Bob McLeod before, and I got him to sign my New Mutants #1. And then subsequently, a year later, I got Chris Claremont to sign it and got it slabbed. It has the 2 signatures on it. So I had picked up some foreign ones of New Mutants. Picked up a Spanish version and a Dutch version to get signed by Bob McLeod. Chris Claremont you can get to fairly easy, especially here in the South. He's at a lot of ones down here. I had a copy of the Marvel graphic novels at 1 or 4. That's the first appearance of the New Mutants in comics. That was already signed. When I bought it, it was already signed by Chris Claremont. So I said, well, I'm going to get Bob McLeod to sign it, so we'll have the twofer again. Well, I was perusing eBay and come across a listing for all these foreigns for New Mutants, the graphic novel. And I said, oh, man, that would be sweet. You have all those foreigns in one lot. I was going to get the original one signed anyway. That would be so dope. Looked at the price. Price was fair. But I said, this was like the weekend before the weekend of the thing. So I said, there is no way that I'm going to get those books back in time. So I got to look at who the seller was. And so I reached out to the person who I figured it was on IG and I said, is this you? And he said, yeah, it's me. So he worked out a plan. He took the books on a Saturday to the post office and mailed it overnight, because in this day and age, you can mail priority, used to be 2 and 3 days. Yeah, right. These days. So we weren't having none of that. So went ahead and mailed overnight, worked out the deal. So everybody was happy on the price, and I got them in. So let's check this out. Now, this one looks like the other. This one looks like the English version, but this is the German version, I believe. I think I got these right. I've started to try to put the thing back there, but anyways, I believe this is the German version. It looks like the English version, except for the wording. And I believe this is the Dutch version. So as you can see, this one changes a little bit. It has the same characters in the same pose, but kind of instead of the black, you have the gold. And I believe this is the Greek version. So as you can see, the Greek version is a digest version. Again, the same pictures, just a different deal. And what I thought was really cool, Josh Allen, by the way, is the person who done this. I had him on the channel with Define 999, and also Rob's Comics, all three of which have a show that they do on foreign comics. And then Josh also sells, I think Rob sells too, on Whatnot, foreign comics. Anyway, so this is, I believe, the Greek version. This is the Spanish version. So, very similar to the original size. And he put all these in Mylars, so I appreciate that. Not quite as big. This is the Italian version. Let's try to get this to focus here. So there's the Italian version, looking much like the English version as my camera decides to catch up. There we go. And then the French version. Au revoir. So I'm going to get Bob McLeod. If the Lord doesn't come back and the creeks don't rise, I'm going to plan to get Bob McLeod to sign all those. And then whenever I see Chris Claremont again, I'll get him to do the catch-up signature on that. So my plans this weekend are to get to meet or go to Dallas Fan Expo. They've already had some cancellations. There's supposed to be a storm coming, but I think it's really more to the COVID deal as to why they are not, that some of the people are canceling. Brian Azzarello, as an example, canceled. I was wanting to get him to sign some stuff, but hopefully almost everybody, or everybody at this point that is on that list, will be there, that is on there, and get a bunch of signatures. That's the plan. Probably will run into some of the people in the comic book community. I will be there with two of my sons, having a little son dad getaway type deal, as well as babysitting, and getting some comics. I mean, hey, that's a threefer, right? So I do appreciate you all for watching. Tell me what you think about these pickups in the comments down below. And until next time, keep reading and keep collecting. Adios.